It's time to confirm the plan and get looking at houses. I'm thinking that's next.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
It is wonderful that we have been able to, for 31 years, come alongside families, and not just at selling and buying real estate, although that's pretty awesome. I love that. It's also about thriving in relationship, flourishing, and just making the most of your own relationships as well as those with us, and then building wealth. I like that.
I think everybody likes wealth.
It's better, right? Because then money's working for you rather than you working for money. So we're excited that for over 31 years, we've been able to help families, over 2,380 of them.
That's a lot of families.
I know, right? Thrive at both at home and in life in general. This feels good. And so what's it like to look at houses in this fascinating, out of control, nuts market in Ottawa?
It's definitely very different looking at houses now than it was several years ago. I know when I was looking for my house, it was much more relaxed. I wouldn't call this market relaxed.
No, not relaxed. Not once you're in the throw of it, right?
Right.
So what you're going to learn in this episode is how to navigate getting the best house for you, because the last thing we want you to do is make a bad decision just because you're feeling pressured.
Right.
Right? You're going to have to move quick. We ain't going to be able to take that away from you. Unless you want to buy something that's in a really bad location or has a really horrible situation attached to it, or it's far, far away, even in the country, even an hour from Ottawa right now, faster than it was. Not as fast as in town.
Right.
And not as fast as suburbia either.
Right.
Right? So what can we do? What can a buyer do? Because they've met with the Decker team, they've got their pre-approval and a real pre-approval,
right.
And now they're ready to look at houses.
Well, looking at houses in a fast-paced market doesn't have to be as stressful as you'd think. As long as you're prepared, if you have all the information that you need going in, you know what it is you need to do when it comes time to prepare an offer, then it goes a little bit more smoothly that way. So working with someone who is very familiar with this market is a good thing to do.
Right. So if somebody sold one home in their career or 10, although in other markets, there's time for that. In this market, it'll probably hurt you,
right,
as a buyer.
Right. So as long as somebody that you're working with is knowledgeable and knows the market and knows the steps that you need to take to prepare yourself.
Right. And how to guide you.
To go. Exactly.
Right. So doing a lot of pre-work can be good because, there's usually a time where you're thinking, I'm going to buy a house, but it won't be for a year. It might not be for 6 months. Most of the time, purchasing a home is not a spur of the moment decision. Although I have seen it, have experienced it, I've done it myself. Most of the time, it's not a spur of the moment decision. Right. It's usually a thought out, methodical process.
Yes.
So get a hold of us. Send us an email or phone us and say, I desire. I'd like you to give me a custom home finder search. Although those homes will not be there if they're any good. And if they're no good, well, then you don't want it anyway, right? They won't be there when it's time for you to buy, except then you can get an understanding of what the home is listed for and what the home sold for. So we can do a custom home finder search that gives you both sides of that data.
Right.
And that gives you information that is golden.
Yes.
Like golden. Because if you don't have an understanding of that market, not that you can't rely on me because I have that information and I can do it. And yet Leah can do it. Candace can do it. Ryan can. All of us on the team can help you. And yet doesn't it feel awesome when you're in the know? That not only is the person you're working with, but you're in the know enough to know the information for yourself.
Well, you have to be in the know because you're the one making the decisions. We are there to give you all the information, but we don't make decisions for you. But it's our job to make sure you have all of the information you need to make an educated, proper decision.
And then we're going to give you options. This is what you could do. This is what you could do, or this is what you could do, rather than tell you what to do.
Right.
These are your options. Which one do you choose? And if you're not informed, you can't make a good one.
Exactly.
And you need to make good decisions, because otherwise, we're probably not your realtor. We want you to be informed, right?
Right.
So how might they go about? What are some of the criteria, even in this market, that we want to think about when we're wanting to buy a house?
Well, you want to think about which neighborhood is important to you. The criteria, some people have kids and they want a certain type of neighborhood for that. There's different things that people look for. So neighborhood is a big one. The exterior of the house, what do you want that to look like? And the interior of the house obviously is very important. Layout and, kitchens are a big thing for a lot of people, including myself. So
I get it.
Yeah.
And then commute could be a big deal.
Oh, for sure.
The walking score, those kinds of things as well. So really looking at the big picture, and we have an amazing tool, and if you're listening, you won't get to see it, but if you're watching, you can kind of see it. An amazing tool that we actually provide to all of our buyer clients, first time or otherwise, that helps you start to rate the homes. And so even when there's a fast moving market, if you take your handy guide with you, you won't make a gut decision that you're going to wish you hadn't made later, because you've got a check to be able to keep you checked and moving forward. And actually, if you want that form, well, you don't want it, Leah, or do you?
Do I want the form?
Yeah.
I think I have
You
access to the form.
Use it all the time. If you're looking for the form, all you need to do is email together@deckerteam.com and write home buying form. And whether you're already in the process or you're just thinking, I want to understand it before I even get down that road, you're welcome to access it from us. We'd love that.
It's a great tool.
It is. So together@deckerteam.com. What else in this crazy fast-paced market does a first-time buyer need to think about? Because you've only got like a minute or so to share.
One of the things they need to consider is many homes these days have multiple offers. And that is a very different story, working with a multiple offer versus working with a home that does not have any other offers.
Right.
So you have to be very strategic in your offer. And that's something that needs to be discussed with someone who's familiar with it, obviously.
Right. And we do have another show that is coming up in a few weeks. We've done this topic in the past, and we have a whole show, an episode coming up just on exactly how to navigate and do that in this market so that you win and what to look out for. So in this particular episode, it really is that if everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. And you know who said that?
Who said that?
It wasn't Yetta.
It wasn't?
No, even though Yetta says things like that.
It sounds like something Yetta would say.
I know, right? So when we found the quote, it was like, did he take that from me? Except I know he didn't, because he wasn't alive when I was alive.
Right.
Right. So Henry Ford actually said, if everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. So what we are most grateful for on the Decker team and excited about is that we get to be your partners in moving forward together. Because as we're moving forward together,
we got this.
We got this, and we love to have this. So if you're looking for a copy of the book, I almost forgot to tell you, you can reach out to us, and we will get you a copy of the book as well, which will set the stage and help you be prepared.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward